Welcome to How to Play Piano Lesson 20, where we'll look at incorporating gradually louder and gradually softer dynamics into our music to add interest and expression. Let's get ready to learn and play together. Firstly, check in with your posture. Make sure your back is straight and your neck is long. Your shoulders are relaxed, your feet are flat on the floor, your forearms are angled down towards the keys or level with the keys, and at the end of those forearms you've got dome-shaped hands, strong curved fingers and lovely relaxed wrists. You're also feeling positive and ready to focus on learning some new skills. Let's warm up. We'll do our C major scale 1 octave parallel motion, 2 hands together 3 times. I'll do 1 and give you an idea of the tempo, and then we'll do 3 together. Off I go. Let's do 3 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Let's do 3 of the C major contrary motion 1 octave. That's the one that goes from the middle, comes out and goes back in. I'll do 1, then we'll do 3 together. Here I go. Let's do 3 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. And we've got our C major arpeggio. Let's do 3 of those hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. We've also done the G major scale. That's only been a fairly recent phenomenon. We won't do that one quite so quickly. Starting on G, don't forget your F sharp. I'll do 1 and then we'll do 3 together. Here I go. Let's do 3 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1. Last one. And that's 3. We're going to do a new one today. We're going to do G major contrary motion. That's the one that starts in the middle, goes out and comes back. The finger twisting and turning is the same for C major, so that's all symmetrical, but we've got an F sharp at the beginning here and an F sharp at the end where our right hand is. I'll do 1 slowly and then we'll do 3 together. Here I go. Thumbs under, all the way to your pinky. Don't forget your F sharp in the right hand. Coming back in, all the way to your thumbs. 3rd finger over. Don't forget the F sharp in the left hand. I'll do that again. Good. You have a turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, F sharp, thumbs under, all the way to your pinky, F sharp, back in towards your thumbs, 3rd finger over, F sharp in the left, and done. Let's do 1 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 1 more for good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. And we're warmed up. Have a pause and have a play if any of your scales need a little bit more practice. Let's look at today's expressive piece. Last time we focused on your interaction with the keys and that lovely relaxed wrist movement, engaging our hearing, moving smoothly between the keys with the fingering indicated on the sheet music, and creating those lovely flowing coordinated hand gestures. We had a look at the short pieces, rabbit and rain. I was just wondering, have you noticed any changes in your playing style? Has the sound of your music become richer and more lyrical? Are you perhaps more aware and listening more closely to the music coming from the piano? Are you more aware of what's going on in the sheet music because now you're analysing it more closely? Is this new approach becoming integrated into the way that you approach playing all of your piano repertoire? Today, we're going to add some more elements to our multi-pronged approach. As we're encountering our first dynamic symbol, we'll not only be engaging analysis, our hearing, and our practice as we play, we're also going to be incorporating our imagination, our technique, and expression into our playing. Let's get going. Here's our piece for today. It's entitled Silver Sledges. It looks like it's a cold wintry day, and we've got a couple of silver sleighs racing down the hill. Let's have a look at what's going on with the sheet music. You can see we've got the grand stave again. Both clefs are reading in the treble. We're counting 4/4, and we've got a not fast written at the top of our piece of music, indicating that we don't have to race through this one at 100 miles an hour. It looks like we've got our hands alternating playing again. First our left, then our right, then our left, then our right, left, right, and then the left is finishing off. We've got some fingering indicated on our sheet music, so we'll use those fingers as we play. And at the end of our music, you'll notice we've got a gradually softer dynamic marking. And we'll talk about that more when we get to it. Here's my demo of the whole tune. And I'm done. Let's have a look at what's going on with the sheet music. In that first bar, we've got 2 E's with our left hand using finger 3, followed by 2 G's using finger 2, going up to the A, back to the G, and finishing with an E. You can see that everything is detached. We've got those lovely relaxed wrists as we press the key down and make sure our wrist is relaxed. Each time we raise our hand from the key, our wrists are lovely and loose. In addition to that, we're also listening very carefully to the sound that we're making and making sure that our gestures are nice and coordinated. We shouldn't really be able to hear when we're changing from our left hand to our right hand. It should just sound like one smooth, continuous, lyrical melody. Let's have a look at what comes next. In our third bar, we've got our fourth finger on D, then E, then F, and then back to E, and then 2 G's with our second finger. Each time pressing a key down and following with that lovely relaxed wrist movement. Let's have a look at the first half again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have a look at what comes next. 2 E's, 2 G's, and then up to A, G, and then back to E. So you can see that those 2 bars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 are a repeat of the first 2. Then we've got our last 2 bars and that gradually softer dynamic symbol. So to play that, all we need to do is when we're pressing the key down and following it with our relaxed wrist movement, actually press less deeply each time, and then gradually the sound will diminish. So we're still pressing our keys down, but we're pressing it down with less force each time, and then finishing off quite soft at the end, or quite shallow at the end. Let's have a look at the second half. 2 E's, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. there's no gradually slower indicated at the end of that piece, but there's nothing to stop you putting in a bit of a rallentando or a gradually slower at the end with your gradually softer. Have a pause and have a play of Silver Sledges, making sure to keep all the things in mind that we've talked about. You've got lovely relaxed wrist, you're listening to the sound that's coming out of the piano, you're moving smoothly between the keys with a mezzo staccato articulation using the fingers on the sheet music. You're creating lovely flowing coordinated hand gestures, and you're listening out very carefully as you play that gradually softer dynamic at the end of your piece of music. Have a pause and have a play. A really important part of playing lyrical music on the piano is your imagination. You need to hear the music in your head before it comes out of your fingers. And sometimes in order to get the music into your head, you need to have found a really good recording of the music that you intend to play. In fact, I do this with all my students. I make sure that they have access to excellent recordings of all the music that they're learning how to play, so that they've got the tune, they've got the music, they've got the dynamics, they've got the articulation, they've got all the nuances and all the sounds in their imagination, in their heads before they start playing. And with your imagination so actively engaged and all those lovely sounds in your head, there's much more chance of them coming out your fingers. Singing is also a wonderful tool which can really help. If you sing along with the music that you play, you will find that your fingers tend to follow the intonations of your voice. And naturally, the sounds that come out of the piano become much more lyrical. So if it's not currently part of the way you approach your piano playing, have a go at incorporating it into your piano playing approach. Find really good recordings of the songs that you're learning in your repertoire and engage your imagination as the sound in your head gradually pour out of your fingertips. Sing along with what you play to help you create lyrical musical phrases on your piano and not something that's very static, staid and robotic. Time to review what we did last time when we looked at the pa bass as we played the tune Beautiful Brown Eyes. Have a pause and have a play and review what we did last lesson. Here's my interpretation. How did your interpretation compare with mine? Were your interval notes sounding at the same time? Was your right hand playing legato while your left hand was changing its chords? If you're not sure about how you're going with this tune or any of the others that you've been learning, remember you can always send me your audio or video recordings for free coaching and feedback. You can also post a video of your performance onto our How to Play Piano and Keyboard private Facebook gallery for other members to learn from and enjoy. Here's today's little tune entitled Waltz Time. If you have a look at the music as a whole, you can see that we've got the treble and the bass staves. We've got a time signature of 3/4, so we'll be counting 3 beats in every bar. It looks like as you scan through the music, the melody or the tune is in the left hand and the accompanying intervals are in the right hand. We've got a P at the very start of the music, indicating that we need to play this relatively softly. We've got some curved lines over groups of notes that are different, so they're legato slurs, meaning that we need to play those notes all joined up. At the end of our music, we've got some dots, indicating that we need to repeat our little tune. And just before the end of our music in the left hand, we've got a curved line between 2 notes that are the same, which is a tie. So we don't play the second note, but we still need to hold it down for its full value. We've got a couple of new symbols in our music, those triangle signs that are lying down on their side. More about them later. Here's my interpretation of Waltz Time. and I'm done. You can see for the repeat, I just played my right hand intervals an octave higher, just for a little bit of variety. Feel free to do the same. Let's have a look at what's going on with the sheet music. And my cat's come up for a hello. It's very cold here at the moment, so she's looking for all the warmth that she can find. In line 1, we have our treble and bass clefs. We've got a time signature of 3/4, and our melody or our tune is in the left hand, and we've got some accompanying intervals in our right hand. Our tempo indication is a moderate waltz tempo, tempo meaning speed. Let's have a look at the notes in the left hand, seeing that's where all the action is. We've got our thumb on middle C, and we're holding that down for a count of 3 in our first bar. 1, 2, 3. In our second bar, we've got middle C, followed by B, A on the third beat, and then back to B in the third bar, and we're holding that down for a count of 3. And in our last bar on that line, B again, A with your third finger, and then G with your fourth finger. I'll play that whole line again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You have a turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's do one together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Let's have a look at the right hand. Nothing on the first beat, and then in the second beat we've got E and G played together as an interval with our third finger and our little finger. 1, 2, 3, and then a whole bar of rest. And then in our third bar, nothing on beat 1, and then we've got F and G played as an interval with 4 and 5 fingers, 2, 3, and then a whole bar of nothing. Listen out and make sure your interval notes sound together, and also take advantage of the fact that we're playing this lovely mezzo staccato articulation or detached articulation, so our notes are detached, which gives us plenty of opportunity to relax our wrist as we play those notes, which will soften the sound. I'll do the right hand again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we've got a rest. You have a go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Have a pause and have a play of your left and your right hand separately. Let's put that first line together nice and slowly. I'll go first and then you can have a turn. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Your turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Let's do one together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. As you're playing your little tune, make sure that your left hand, which has the melody, is coming out a little bit deeper than your right hand accompanying intervals. They should be a little bit softer and more in the background. Have a pause and have a play of line 1, hands together. Let's have a look at line 2. We'll do our left hand because that's where all the action is. We've got a B note with our second finger on the first beat. 1, 2, 3. In the second bar, we're going down to G with our fourth finger, A with your third finger on beat 2, up to the B, and then middle C with your thumb. 1, 2, 3, and in the last bar, back to G for 3. 1, 2, 3. I'll do that again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You have a turn. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good, let's do one together. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. While we're here looking at the melody, let's talk about those little triangles that are in our music. One lying that way and one lying that way. The one lying that way is the symbol for gradually louder or crescendo, meaning that as we move up that little run, we're gradually pressing more arm weight through our fingers into the keys and making those notes sound a little bit louder each time. That's a crescendo. The triangle lying that way is a decrescendo, or the symbol meaning to get gradually softer. And as we play our right hand notes, we're going to bring the sound down a little bit and make sure that that last G in our left hand is a little bit softer than our middle C was. All in all, in our left hand we have this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, get softer, 2, 3. Have a pause and have a play of your left hand and pop in that crescendo and diminuendo. Let's have a look at your right hand. We've got intervals again, pretty straightforward. Nothing on beat 1, 1, 2, 3, whole bar of rest, 2, 3, 1, back to E and G, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in the last bar. I'll play that again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let's put that together nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, crescendo. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You have a turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Crescendo, 2, 3. Diminuendo, 2, 3. Good. Let's do one together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Have a pause and have a play of your left and your right hand together, and don't forget your crescendos and your diminuendos. And then have a go at playing line 1 and line 2. And here's a lovely surprise. Line 3 and line 4 are practically identical to line 1 and line 2, with the exception of the last little bar. I'm going to play through line 3 and line 4 all in one go, hands together, just to give you an idea of the sound that you might be looking for. You can see pretty much the same. In the last line, we've got a crescendo and a diminuendo again, showing that we're going to get gradually louder on the way up that little run. And then quieten down our little right hand intervals towards the end of the piece. And then our tune is repeated. Have a pause and have a play of the whole piece. Now would be a great time to pause and play some of your repertoire from previous music lessons, just to keep them fresh, in case somebody asks you to play for them. That's it for this lesson. Make sure that you feel completely comfortable with the skills that we've looked at today before moving on. Next lesson we're going to be looking at a new note called the quaver.